You know what's better than buying accessories for your smart home? Making them yourself. I've been using my 3D printer lately to create custom mounts, holders, and all kinds of stuff to complement my smart home setup. It's been really awesome. And that's coming from someone who really didn't have much interest in 3D printing at all not very long ago. So today I wanted to share with you my top 3D printed projects for my smart home, plus just some other brilliant ideas you probably haven't thought of, from camera and sensor mounts to custom HomePod stands that look as good or better than anything you can buy, and so much more. Whether you already have a 3D printer or even if you've never thought a 3D printer would be useful, this video just might change how you look at customizing your smart home with 3D printing. Let's go. Yo, what's up guys? My name is Shane and this channel is all about helping you build an easy Apple home, smart home with new videos and live streams published every week. Alright, so like I said, I really had no desire to start 3D printing, if I'm telling you the truth. Frankly, I thought it would be difficult to figure out and time consuming. And with all the other projects that I had going on, I just didn't think I had the time to jump down that rabbit hole, and I really didn't think it would be that useful for me. I kind of thought 3D printing, you know, people were just printing little toys and gadgets and stuff like that, but I was wrong about all that. So Bambu Labs actually offered to send me their A1 mini 3D printer. It's basically their smallest entry-level 3D printer. And this video is not sponsored. They actually sent me the A1 mini months ago with zero strings attached. I wasn't even planning on making this video or any content about it until I started using it and realized actually how useful it is for so many things, especially in my smart home. Now, I should mention, if you are new to 3D printing, the Bambu Labs printers are super easy to use. I was able to set up the printer in probably about 30 minutes and actually figured out how to use the device in no time to begin 3D printing. I had been told by numerous people that Bambu Labs printers are a great option for beginners because of how easy they are to set up and use, and I found that to be very true. You don't have to know how to do 3D modeling or design to make stuff because there are already so many available print designs out there that are free to use. And as a bonus, they can be integrated into your smart home if you're using something like Home Assistant or Homey. I talked about that a little bit in my recent Home Assistant video, which I'll link down below in the description if you want to watch that video after this one. I didn't have much space, so I set up my A1 mini in the corner of my studio here. I got a few spare tiles and used that as a base. I also purchased this little case for it on Amazon that allowed me to mount the extra filament rolls on the top. I will put links to everything down below that we discussed. I think the first thing that I made was a little stand for my HomePod Mini. One of these right here. Now there's a number of places where you can search and download print designs from, but I started with, and do typically use, makerworld.com. This is Bambu Labs' online marketplace where people can upload and share designs. If you search for HomePod stands, you'll find all kinds of awesome designs available that people have uploaded. If you find one you like, you can click on it and send it straight to the Bambu Labs app to begin printing. Again, this here is the one that I liked and printed, and it came out great on my first try. You can find HomePod wall mounts, pegboard mounts, all kinds of super unique stand designs. One that makes your HomePod look like the little Pixar lamp, mechanical spiders, Mickey Mouse, even Star Wars. I mean, who doesn't need a toilet paper HomePod stand, right? You can even find containers, candle holders, and planters that also look like HomePods. I could spend hours just looking through all the cool designs and stuff here. One of my favorite prints so far is an awesome little stand for my Apple TV. It's actually, here, hold on. This guy right here. So this is kind of one of those things that I didn't really know I needed until I had it. Here in my studio, my Apple TV remote never really had a place, so I would leave it on my desk or on the couch back there or on the TV stand, just all over the place. I never really knew where it was. Now I just always put it right back in the stand when I'm done using it or when I leave the room. And I think this thing looks awesome. This particular print also had a wall-mounted version, which is really nice too. I think I'm gonna print one of those for my bedroom. And speaking of mounts and stands, the possibilities here are endless as well. I've always purchased Apple TV mounts for all the Apple TVs in my house in the past, so I can mount them on the wall or behind the TV. But now with a 3D printer, I can just make my own. The 3D printer is also great for making mounts for all your different smart home sensors, like the Eve weather sensor. You can find useful mounts for your doorbell cameras, motion sensors, regular cameras, buttons, so much more. Maybe you could use a mount for your smart home bridges, like the Philips Hue or Lutron bridges. You can find those. If you use Raspberry Pis for things like Home Assistant or HomeBridge, you can print your own cases or mounts for those as well. There are some really cool options out there for all of this. As you may have noticed, I have a lot of Nanoleaf lights here in my studio. I like to use the black skins on the Nanoleaf Lines. That's little covers that make them black basically instead of white. The only problem is that you could always still see the white base underneath the black covers, you know, the part that attaches to the wall there. Well, someone came up with a perfect solution for that as well. I found these little Nanoleaf covers on MakerWorld, and I printed all kinds of different versions that I needed for my lines, and now you can't see the white on these at all anymore. I really love these. I found a great button cover for the Aqara wireless mini switch, this right here. This gives, I guess, a little bit of protection, but also just gives you, you know, a different look for your button, so you can print the cover in any color that you want to change the look of the button. I printed this one specifically so that I could use it on my back porch to control some of my accessories out there, and I just love the, you know, the black textured look of this, and it just fits in much better with my back porch now. There's even a small cutout so you can still see the LED underneath when using the button. I can see printing these in all kinds of fun colors, maybe for your kid's bedroom or something like that, whatever you need to match your decor. I've talked a lot about Govee lights here on this channel, love them. Their newest version of the permanent outdoor lights comes with a nice bracket that you can use for each individual light. But the first generation and the Pro model does not come with these same brackets. So you guessed it, there are Govee outdoor light brackets available that you can print online that you can use with any of the models. Similarly, you can find and print all kinds of brackets or clips for light strips, wires, or cable management, stuff like that. There's even entire ecosystems of accessories that you can print yourself for cable management and organization. This is really cool. I definitely plan on getting more into this. And you know that age-old problem of using smart bulbs and then someone turns the light switch off, killing the smart home connection or your automations associated with the smart bulb? Well, with a 3D printer, you can just print a little light switch cover to place over the switch so no one can turn it off. There's even switch covers available that include a mount for a smart button like that Aqara wireless mini switch or Philips Hue buttons, all kinds of different button mounts and switch covers. Then you can just use automations for your button to replace the physical switch. You can print your own iPad stands or wall mounts. So I purchased my iPad wall mount a while back for well over $100. If I had a 3D printer then, I could have just made my own. I would probably need a bigger printer than the A1 Mini for that, but if you have a bigger printer, you can make bigger things like an iPad wall mount. As you can see, the list goes on, and I'm able to print all of these things myself without even knowing how to design or create 3D models because it's all available for free. You could, of course, learn how to design things yourself, and then the possibilities are truly endless. That's something that I think I'd like to get into one of these days. You know, that I could create truly custom prints that maybe solve any very specific need or problem that I have in my smart home or my home in general. I've really been having fun getting into this whole new world of 3D printing. I'm only scratching the surface so far, but found it to be very useful already with my smart home and just many other things in general. So I wanted to share that with you. One of my big projects this year is to remodel my garage, and I think I'll make a space in there for 3D printing. Then I'll have more space, and I will definitely consider getting a bigger printer so I can print larger things. I know a number of other people who really enjoy 3D printing as well. We even created a 3D printing channel in my member Discord server, which has been really cool. If you want to get access to my member Discord community and other member perks like early access to new videos, monthly member chats, and more, consider hitting that join button below and becoming a member for about $5 a month. It's a great way to support this channel, which allows me to keep making videos like this, and I also try to provide some additional value there to you as well. Again, I've got links to all the products below that we discussed today. I've also put links to a few collections containing all of the 3D print designs that we discussed today, in case you want to download and print any of those for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some ideas if you're already into 3D printing, and if not, maybe it's convinced you as to how 3D printing could be useful to you and your smart home. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.